tomorrow will be better. A 2 kilogram stone is tied at one end of an inelastic rope of 50 cm in length, which moves it in a horizontal circle at 4 meters per second. What is the tension in the rope? Dear friends, this question drives us straight to the idea of centripetal force, which, as I always say, is a contextual force. Contextual because it varies according to the context. If you take the case of a car which is taking a circular track, the force which is necessary to keep that car in that circular track is provided by the friction between the car tires and the floor. If you go to the gravitational field context, what keeps, as we were taught, what keeps the planets in orbit, or the centripetal force to keep the planets in the orbit, is provided by the gravitational force of attraction from the sun to those planets. So this is how much the notion of centripetal force really varies from one context to the other. Follow me, dear friends. Solution. Let's start by sketching what's happening here. We will have something doing or undergoing or exercising a circular motion. Now consider this to be the rope, and then this is our stone which is at one end of the rope. If you do a quick resolution or a quick representation of forces here, you will notice that the one force which is acting in this rope is the tension, and in which direction. It's important to know which direction the force acts, because forces are vectors. So the tension force will act nowhere else but towards the center, because if the stone were suspended vertically like this, and this were the rope, of course the tension force will act in this direction. This is the reason why this tension force acts this way. And now, in the absence of any other force, you will notice that if you resolve forces, this coincides with the direction of the centripetal force, because by definition, the centripetal force is the force which is responsible for keeping any object in track. And if the stone doesn't fly away like this, it's thanks to the fact that it is fastened to this rope. And therefore, the force keeping it here is the tension force, which in this case, dear friends, is the centripetal force. Okay? But, so let's make the statement. Let's say the centripetal force is provided by, or it's given by, mv squared all over r. But the tension force in this case is our centripetal force, which therefore will be given by, what is the mass? It's 2 kilograms. What is the velocity? 4 all square divided by, be careful here, dear friends, the radius has been given, but it's in centimeters, so we have to take it to meters, which is 0.5 meters. If you currently punch this on your calculator, we should be having here 64 newtons, guys. This is how simple this thing is. Let's not make it complicated. Join me, let's make tomorrow better.